These are the 15 herbs and spices that is available in our locality. This is ginger. The fresh ginger is slightly peppery and sweet, with a pungent and spicy aroma. Much like garlic, fresh ginger mellows with cooking and turns bitter if burned. The grow form is not as strongly flavored but has a warm bite and a little sweetness. Ginger gives a sweet and spicy flavor to a variety of sweet and savory dishes. Next is we have onion. The flavor is sweet and mild with a slight bite. They are able to be used cooked or raw as are seen as a topping for many onion soups. Similar in appearance and flavors as scallions, spring onions have a mild flavor but can be considered slightly. The onions are sweet, savory, and pungent all at once, adding extra depth to any dishes. Next, we have star anise. This will be. Have star anise. Star anise has a distinct licorice flavor similar to that anise or fennel, though it's not related to either of these spices. It pairs well with coriander, cinnamon, cardamom, and clove. It's well known for its presence in the Chinese 5-spice and Indian garam masala blends. Star anise is a distinctive-looking spice that resembles a small roasted colored star. It usually has between 6 to 8 points, each point containing a small seed that is the flavor epicenter. The spice gives a sweet licorice flavor to dishes similar to clove and aniseed. Next, we have black pepper. These are a distinct and undeniable earthless. Black pepper has a sharp, pungent aroma and flavor. Since the Roman times, pepper has been the most important spice. Next is we have cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is certainly hot and spicy. It is also pungent and has a strong bite. In addition to adding heat to a dish, it also subtly enhances other flavors. When you cook with cayenne, it's important to keep in mind that the flavor intensifies as it cooks. Next, we have black pepper. To the flavor of black pepper. One of the woody, piney, and sharp all the same time. Black pepper also has a unique pungent taste all its own, and it's both biting and hot to average and refined palates alike. Next, we have ground pepper. Ground pepper is made by crushing whole peppercorns, the dried berries of the plants Piper nigrum. As the world's most popular spice, pepper is a universal condiment that can give any recipe some extra zip. It has a sharp, penetrating aroma and a hot, piney taste. Next, we have lemongrass. It has a resemblance of green onions with a bulbous button but had woody tough stalks. The flavor of this citrusy blend of tart lemon with the brightness of mint. When you use it cooking, the flavor lifts the dish without overpowering other ingredients. Next, we have bay leaf. Dried bay leaves are often associated with adobo. This can also be used in other popular Filipino chicken and beef stews like menudo or mechado. The strong and pungent taste of dried bay leaves gives depth and fragrance of any dish, though there is no discernible scent of flavors really. Essentially, it adds another layer of flavor to a soup or stew, and the tea-like aromas help lighten up a hearty dish, so it's less likely to bog you down after a big meal. If you're making homemade broth or stocks, the bay leaf shines more. Next, we have chili. Chili is famous of its spicy flavor. This is thanks to the spice mix, which typically includes chill, cumin, and garlic powder. Adding the mix at the beginning of the cooking process will ensure to infuse every bite with flavor. Next, we have lemon. The fruits are sour and are often used for preserve or cooking. The calamansi bears a small citrus fruit that is used to flavor foods and drinks. Despite its outer appearance and its aroma, the taste of the fruit itself is a quite sour, although the peel is sweet. Vanilla is one of the most complex spices in existing, making it the second most expensive spice after saffron. It also carries the title of the most popular spice in the world. Fresh turmeric leaves are used whole in select dishes, and dried turmeric leaves soaked in water with an extract used in cooking. Next, we have Fresno pepper. It is considered as a gateway pepper that provides spice and flavor without overwhelming a dish in heat. Next, we have Fresno pepper. It is considered as a gateway pepper that provides spice and flavor without overwhelming a dish in heat. So let's move to the breading of chicken. The first thing I do is gather all the ingredients needed in the procedure. These are the ingredients needed: breadcrumbs, pepper, salt, oil, chicken leg, and egg. So we will move to the procedure. First thing to do is prepare the flour mix. Put the flour in a mixing bowl, then add salt, chili powder, and pepper to taste. To prepare an egg wash, crack an egg into a bowl and beat it thoroughly with a fork. Add 2 tablespoons of water and add pinch of salt. Stir until combined. Next is wash the chicken quarter leg thoroughly. Next is assemble the meat in place as shown above. With your left hand, place the food to be breaded in the flour and coat it evenly. With the same hand, remove the floured item, shake off the excess flour and place it in the egg wash. Next, with your right hand, remove the item from the egg wash and place it in the breadcrumbs or meal. Place the breaded food in an empty pan for the finished product. And then place the breaded chicken in the chiller for 30 minutes. Put ample oil in the frying pan, enough to cover the chicken. When the oil is heated enough, drop the chicken into the pan and cook for 10 to 15 minutes or until golden brown. While waiting, we will now discuss the difference between buttering and breading. Buttering. Butters, like breading, coat the food being cooked, keeping it moist and preventing it from becoming excessively greasy. Butters consist of a liquid such as water, milk, or beer, combined with a starch such as flour or cornstarch. Many butters also contains a leavening agent such as baking powder or whipped egg whites. Two common butters are beer butter, which uses the beer for leavening as well as for flavor. Items coated with a butter are cooked immediately, usually by deep frying or pan frying. While breading, breaded items is any food that is coated with breadcrumbs, cracker meal, cornmeal, or other dry meal to protect it during cooking. Breaded foods can be seasoned before the breading is applied, or seasonings may be added to the flour, breadcrumbs, or meal before the main item is coated. Breaded foods are generally cooked by deep frying or pan frying. The breading makes a solid coating that seals during cooking and prevents the fat from coming in direct contact with the food, which would make it greasy. The French term mise en place literally means to put in place or everything in its place, but in the culinary context, it means much more. Escoffier defined the phrase as those elementary preparations that are constantly resorted to during the various steps of most culinary preparations. He meant essentially gathering and prepping the ingredients to be cooked as well as assembling the tools and equipment necessary to cook them. This is now the finished product.